Did you
Sign
know
it,
about
Clara.
this?
You'll never make it without me. Those were the
How
last
could I
words
not
Ryan
know about
spat
this?
before slamming the divorce papers on the marble table. His tone was cold, his designer suit crisp, and beside him stood the woman who had ruined their marriage. A flawless supermodel with eyes that screamed victory. Clara's hand trembled as she signed her name. Her once bright eyes were hollow, her world shattered. The rain outside mirrored her heart, relentless, heavy, and cold. She didn't look back when she left. But if she had, she would have seen Ryan smirking, convinced he had won. He didn't know it then, that the woman walking away in the storm was about to rise higher than he'd ever dream. 3 years later, the doors of the Grand Monarch Hotel opened to a scene no one expected. A convoy of black limousines rolled up the red carpet. Reporters flashed cameras as security lined the entrance. Whispers filled the hall. "Who's she? She looks familiar. Wait, is that Clara?" Yes, it was her. Clara stepped out in a white silk gown, radiant and graceful. Her golden hair caught the sunlight as she cradled 3 infants in her arms. Triplets. Each baby was wrapped in matching white blankets embroidered with a golden emblem, the crest of the Devereux Empire, one of the world's most powerful families. At her side stood Alexander Devereux, tall, calm, and impossibly composed. A billionaire known for his brilliance, privacy, and heart. The man who had once saved Clara from losing everything. Ryan stood near the lobby entrance, frozen. His new wife, the model, clutched his arm, her perfect smile faltering. "Ryan, is that her?" she whispered. He didn't answer. He couldn't, because Clara wasn't the same woman who'd cried as she signed those papers. Gone was the timid, heartbroken wife. Standing before him now was someone untouchable, elegant, serene, and powerful beyond imagination. And then she looked at him, just one glance. No hatred, no bitterness, only quiet. That was what broke him most. Flashback to that night 3 years ago, after the divorce. Clara had nothing. Ryan had taken the house, the money, even the car. She walked through the rain until she collapsed outside a hospital. That's where Alexander found her. Not as a billionaire, but as a doctor volunteering after hours. He treated her wounds, fed her, and listened when she spoke. For the first time in years, someone didn't see her as Ryan's ex-wife. He saw her, the woman beneath the scars. When he learned she'd studied architecture but had given up her dreams to support Ryan's company, he smiled softly and said, "Then let's rebuild. Starting with you." Months turned into years. Clara rediscovered her strength. She returned to design,
Did you
launching
know
her
about
own
this?
firm under Alexander's mentorship. What began as
How could I
gratitude
not know
blossomed
about
into
this?
something deeper. One night, while presenting a design for a children's hospital, she fainted. The test results that followed changed everything. She was pregnant with triplets. Alexander's joy knew no bounds. "You gave me a reason to live outside of boardrooms and balance sheets," he said, kissing her forehead. He proposed to her quietly, no paparazzi, no headlines. Just 2 souls finding home in each other. Now, back in that grand lobby, the world finally saw the truth. The press cameras clicked furiously as Alexander adjusted his cufflinks and looked down lovingly at Clara. "Ready, my love?" She smiled. "Always." They began walking toward the charity gala they were hosting, an event to fund scholarships for single mothers. Irony had never tasted sweeter. Ryan, pale and trembling, stepped forward. "Clara, wait." The crowd hushed. Alexander stopped, but Clara turned calmly, the babies still nestled in her arms. Ryan swallowed hard. I made a mistake." His voice cracked. "You were everything. I was just too blind to see it." For a moment, time seemed to freeze. Clara's eyes softened, not with longing, but with peace. "You didn't lose me, Ryan," she said quietly. "You threw me away, and I finally learned I was never yours to keep." With that, she turned and walked toward the future that waited. Not out of revenge, but redemption. Ryan stood there, hollow. The model beside him looked away, ashamed. Every flash of the cameras felt like a spotlight on his downfall. He'd once mocked Clara for being too simple. Now she was Mrs. Devereux, wife to a billionaire, mother to his heirs, and a woman loved for who she truly was. Outside, the sun dipped behind the skyline, casting a golden hue over the city, a symbol of new beginnings. As the limousines rolled away, the red carpet glowed beneath the fading light. Inside the car, Clara looked down at her children, smiling softly. You three are my miracle, she whispered. Alexander reached over, holding her hand. And you're mine. The scene faded to the quiet hum of the city, a final reminder that sometimes the greatest revenge is peace. Because strength doesn't come from holding on to what hurt you. It comes from walking away and building something beautiful without it. And as the camera panned up to the skyline, the narrator's voice closed with, "Never underestimate a woman who's been broken, because once she heals, she becomes unstoppable." If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe and tell us where you're watching from.